Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Looney. Today I'm going to give you my honest review of Robinhood, its application, the web version. I'm going to go over the good, the bad, and whether if I'd start there, if I were to do this all over again. But before we get into this video, I want to do a quick shout out to the Discord. It is free to join. And then I also offer a premium membership. It's $8 a month, and that gives you access to one-on-one coaching. I give trade callouts. I have an option selling course. I do giveaways and more, but the links to that are in the description. So let's start on why I chose Robinhood. You can see here I'm at 58K, and I've been doing this for 3 years now. And the reason I got into it is because it's easy to use. It had a very clean interface, and it was very good for the younger generation of investing. A lot of the other competitors seemed ancient, if I'm being honest. Their phone applications weren't good, and just the web versions as well were a little overwhelming and just confusing. Robinhood made it super easy, super beginner friendly, and that's exactly what you want. You want that beginner friendly when you're first starting out. And just like other brokerage, you can trade within minutes, and the app actually made me want to check in on my portfolio constantly. Let's also look at the good after 3 years of using this app, because I've been investing. I am now using it. Even though I said it's great for beginners, I'm now planning to use it forever, or as long as I can. And I use crypto for it. I use selling options. I invest in tech companies, and I hold cash in there as well. So I'm using this as one of my main source of my portfolio of building wealth. So what are the good after using this app? It's ease of use. I said it for a beginner, but now that I use it now, it is still very easy to use. You can use it for selling options, investing, and it's just overall very smooth. One of the great things with options is you can see stimulated returns, and this is very good. This is very good for understanding what actually happens and not just panic, either buying back your put or just closing a trade early. You can just simulate the return, and it kind of lets you stay calm on what actually will happen. I believe you can also stimulate your return on when you go to open it. Maybe I thought I saw it before, but they might have gotten rid of it. But it used to be there, I believe. Anyways, you can do it on open trades, though. It is very useful. I use it all the time to see where things are heading and whether I should close a trade early or just let it ride. And similar to other brokerages, you can do fractional shares. And this is really good for my DCA. So one of my positions is Robinhood, the app we're using. And I put in $2 a day. Now, the stock is trading at $100. So I'm not buying full shares every day. I'm buying fractional shares. So right now, I'm putting $2 a day, and depending on how much Robinhood stock is at the moment, depends how much shares I'm getting. So it's probably around it's less than one share. So maybe 0.01, 0.02, I'm not entirely sure, but you could actually buy fractional shares if you can't afford to buy the shares outright. And like I went over, its options platform is very good. I love using it for realized profits, for unrealized profits, for selling options, buying options as well. And it's very convenient. Level 3 trading is very easy to follow. They have a lot of tutorials on what actually the different type of strategies are. Because if you were to build something and you go to trade options, you can actually look at this option strategy builder, and it goes over each strategy and how it works. There's obviously more strategies than this, but these are the good ones to start off with. Now, I talked good of it, and I'd say the downsides of it are really more focused on the stock itself. Its app, I actually can't say much bad about. The only thing I might be able to say bad, and this is kind of nitpicking, is its advanced charts. And honestly, the Robinhood Legend, I'm not the biggest fan. Maybe I just don't use it enough or don't know how to use it that well. But I don't really sort of like it, if I'm being completely honest. And its advanced charts as well, I don't really like it. I think there's just too much going on. And I kind of liked it before when it was a lot more cleaner. And I'm starting to get used to it now. And it is kind of making sense, but as a beginner, this would be very overwhelming if I'm being honest. Whereas when I first started Robinhood, the advanced chart was very simple and it wasn't overwhelming. There wasn't a bunch of numbers going on, so it was very straightforward. But yeah, that's pretty nitpicky with the app itself. The web version as well, I'm not the biggest fan of. Well, I do like the web version of Robinhood, but it's obviously not as good as the application. There's some limited things you can't do on the web. Like, for example, you can't look at prediction markets on the web version. You can only do it on the phone or whatever you're using the application. And I use it sometimes. I use it for sports betting or just something. I think I put it for the election. I put money into it, but I don't use it too much, but it is there and it is cool to see where things are heading. Sometimes I'll use it for the Fed rate cut, see where we're actually at, whether we're going to get cuts or not, and how likely we are. Now, a downside, and this is where I was saying where it's more along the stock, is they're constantly innovating. They are pushing the boundary, and that could sometimes actually get them in trouble, and they could kind of overstep other companies or other competitors. And most recently, they were doing something with crypto, and they were pretty much saying you can buy a stock through crypto. And I don't think that one went well, or its initial reaction was so great. And just sort of that strategy where they're just doing very maybe risky plays. I don't know if they're risky, but they're just constantly coming out with new ideas. Sometimes that could actually hurt them because they might be overstepping. And I guess another thing, this is kind of combining the stock as well, but it's banking. Robinhood isn't actually a bank. It has a lot of perks as a bank would, but for its credit card or its lending, it doesn't utilize, it's not a bank, so it utilizes a different bank. It has to outsource it. And hopefully one day Robinhood somehow becomes its own bank. I don't know if that's even possible. That's more of nitpicky, and I'd say that's more about the stock itself, the stock price, rather than the application. Doesn't really change much with the application. But really would I start here today? And honestly, yes, I think Robinhood is a great application to use, whether you're brand new, whether you have been investing for a while, and you want a more cleaner and just simpler to use. Robinhood is perfect. You get all the perks as other brokerages, but it's a lot more easier, cleaner, and easy to use. So what are my final thoughts? I would say Robinhood, it initially was like the training wheels of investing, but now I'm starting to realize that it is a true competitor. It is a great application and overall works fine for a lot of people in the long term. Obviously, I know Webull and other different applications are a little bit better for charts, so maybe if you want to do that, you could use those applications. But I like using Robinhood. I don't need to see all the different lines and different charts. And I use Robinhood daily. This is one of my main portfolios, and I do have long-term positions, and I have a long-term outlook. And I'm going to continue to use Robinhood application and hopefully grow. So let me know in the comments. Are you on Team Robinhood or have you moved on? Until next time, peace.